Hello and welcome to DailyTUT video. In this episode, we are going to talk about an interesting topic, whether using iPhone in low power mode all the time affects or degrades the battery health percentage or not. Many of us have this question, like existing iPhone users and new iPhone users, and I personally don't use the low power mode all the time. So I wanted to ask this question to our audience who are actually using the low power mode all the time, and I just wanted to hear from the users' experience over the long run, whether they are seeing any degrade in the battery health percentage. Along with their answers, I also like to give my suggestions and based on my experience, how you can actually maintain the battery health with the low power mode on or without the low power mode. Keeping it always on. So before seeing the answers that they have given for my question, I just want to highlight in simple words what actually low power mode does to your iPhone. It simply cuts all the background related activity, your GPS services to the applications and all the background apps, downloads and everything that actually consumes the battery percentage to certain level. When the battery drains up to 20%, this low power mode feature will automatically trigger on your iPhone, and this feature is exclusive to your iPhone. Apple have made this feature to make sure that when the battery percentage reaches 20%, you will have some extra hours to attend some important calls or to read some important messages or emails. And the question that is bothering many of us is like whether using it all the time, the low power mode all the time, affects the battery health or you will not see any difference at all. From the people who is actually using it, Moses Paul said, I'm constantly using low power mode after battery replacement. It looks fine. After 3 months of usage, battery health is still 100%. Well, the reason for the battery health maintained its 100% even after the 3 months usage is mainly depends on the user's usage. That is the number one reason. And number two is they are using the genuine or M5 certified Apple Lightning cable for charging their iPhone, and they will put the phone in charge whenever the battery percentage reaches 20% or little above. So doing that sort of charging practice from 20 to 80 or 20 to more than 80 with optimized battery charging feature on under the settings battery health page, that definitely helps to maintain the battery aging process a little bit better compared to the one that we don't have the optimized battery charging on. So following these two simple practices will definitely help to maintain the battery health overall. And if there is any sudden reduce in the battery health percentage after the 4th month or 5th month, when there are some iOS update comes out and the battery health can be refreshed. So if you see any 2 or 3% reduce all of a sudden, you don't have to worry is what I'm trying to say. And Vincent George said, I always use on low power, battery is good to me. I get 6.5 hours screen on time, battery percentage is 77. 3-year-old iPhone 10. Apple have set the battery percentage limit to 80%, which is the time that we need to visit the Apple Service Center if we are seeing only any battery related performance issues. Otherwise, we can continue using it till there are some issues, fast battery draining issues, even after iOS clean installation. Then you can visit the Apple Service Center and get it serviced, get the battery replaced, and again, you will get some excellent battery backup. So in this case, for Vincent, I believe like the low power mode is helping him to get through the day for his usage. So it entirely depends on individual's usage. If he is receiving more calls and messages and emails and watching videos and playing some games, then the low power mode will not be helpful in such scenarios. But it's quite good to know that the iPhone 10 is still working out for him, and he's getting 6.5 hours screen on time is pretty impressive with low power mode on. And the next question is, yes, always, from Dinesh Kumar. Almost 2 years over now. You can see my battery health in a screenshot, which shows 84%. For 2 years, it is pretty decent, I would say, because based on my experience, I have understood that after 2.5 years to 3 years, it is the time where the battery health reaches 80%, and it is the time where we need to visit the Apple Service Center to get it replaced. So just replacing the battery with original spares will give you another 2.5 years to 3 years performance without any issues. And the next one, Sugan Mural. I never used low power mode or optimized charging. I always follow 25% to 95% charging cycle. Battery health is 91% on my 10 has completed 2 years. So 91% 90% for 2 years. It is pretty impressive. And I would say like he have another 1.5 years to 2 years to go to make it reach the 80% mark, where he may be considering it to replace the battery. So let's see how it goes. And Gokul Sanjay said, I never used the power saving mode in my iPhone XS Max. In last 26 months, my battery health 90%, just following charging practice from 20% to 100%, which is quite an effective from what I have understood. And that's what I'm suggesting to my audience all the time. Just make sure to not drain your iPhone battery frequently. That itself will definitely help your battery health to maintain and to age, really well, compared to people who frequently drain or do some power calibration sort of thing. That definitely affects the battery from what I have actually understood. And Ashik Ahmed said, after 1 year completed, my iPhone 11 didn't use low power mode about 20%. So like he was using only when it reaches 20% and the battery health is 100%. It's quite surprising and shocking. 1 year completed iPhone 11. So if there is any in future update, if you're seeing any battery health refresh, suddenly you are seeing like 3 to 4% reduce, you don't have to worry about it. So it's just a refresh and it could be a glitch is what I'm feeling. Dr. Ashok said, I'm using low power mode regularly. Don't see any battery health issues. It works good to me. Glenn Richard said, even I got my mobile battery health reduced from 100% to 98% in just 2 months. What is the reason? Okay, he kind of have a question related to the battery health. Over the 2 months usage, 2% is absolutely normal. It entirely depends on individual's usage. So if the usage is heavy, by the end of the day, if the battery reaches like below 20% and you're charging like twice a day, or you're playing games and watching videos, plenty of them, and most of us are in lockdown and we are using the mobile frequently than ever. So it is possible to charge the device more and more. So in that sort of scenario, it is possible to see such reduce. And Bharani Raj said, I never used low power mode. I'm following 25 to 90% charging cycle. Battery health is 98%. It's been 1 year completed model iPhone XR. That's really shocking and impressive. 2% for 1 year. He kind of, proving the point that again and again I'm saying that you need to charge the phone when it reaches 20%. My iPhone 11 is always on low power mode. It's been 1 year and 2 weeks and it's 87%. Please note that I play heavy games and 2 to 3 hours per day. So the battery health is 87%. He keeps it always on low power mode, which is kind of impressive. Like for 1 year and 2 weeks, for heavy usage person, it's kind of okay. So after probably like 6 to 8 months, he will be reaching the 80% mark. And if there are any issues, he will be visiting the Apple Service Center to get it changed. Satishwaran said, yes, I have an issue on 7 Plus battery reduce. So after using the low power mode, he seems to have some problem with the battery health percentage. Pradeep Rajkumar, one day I have used low power mode for just 3 hours from 99% to 96%, battery health reduced. So definitely I can't agree with this particular comment. The reason is like it's not just going to reduce all of a sudden for one day that you're using the low power mode and the next day you're not using it. The main problem could be the glitch that affected the battery health percentage to reflect perfectly on your iPhone, is causing the trouble. So whether you're using low power mode or not, it doesn't matter. Anytime you will see suddenly a 2 to 3% decrease could be the refresh of the battery health percentage. So you need to measure it over long run, like since when you actually purchased your iPhone and how many months have passed on. So when you calculate like 6 months to 8 months, that will give a better idea how the battery health percentage actually reduced. Sam Richard said, no issues, low power mode always on. Nearly 3 year usage, battery percentage 92%, 7 Plus. So he don't have any problem. With 3 years, 92% is pretty impressive. Mohammed Eminem said, yes, I'm always using low power mode. Battery health is 98%. It could be better if we give like a little more details, like when the iPhone actually purchased. So that sort of thing. Never used low power mode, Ashokan sir said. And Madan Kumar, low power mode decreases the battery. Bro, I noticed. So that's another negative point. Almost 3 users have given negative points for that. And Ashwin Sethuraman, I have been using for long, from May 2019 till now, my iPhone XR. Battery percentage is around 91 now. My daily average use is around 6 to 7 hours. It's pretty impressive. And Achu Ravi said, no bro, and he have explained it a little bit lengthier with the reasons with 2 different iPhone models he is actually using, and he is not seeing any battery health sudden decrease. So that's what he was highlighting. And Hariram Ashokan said, always always on, bro. No issues for me. I'm using low power mode feature from the beginning of the introduction. Suresh Narajan said, Max, I used low power mode in SE 2020, bought before 2 months. My battery health is 100%. Usually I will charge when the charge reached to 20%. So that's what matters. Manoj Kumar, I'm using low power mode exactly 1 year. I never noticed any change in health. I have created automation for low power mode. That's pretty interesting. Devasudan, no issues. Naveen Iyer, everything is going well with my SE second generation. It's been 5 months since and battery health is 100%. Works as I expected. My charging cycle is 25 to 95%. Tamil Vanan said, no bro, I'm using 11. If battery drains to 20%, I will charge up to 98% exactly, completed 1 year. Now 98% battery life. Subi Rajkumar said, battery drains faster in low power mode. Fourth negative point. Antoclitus said, I'm using iPhone 8 more than 3 years. Power saving mode was always on. Because of heavy usage right now, my battery health is 80%. So he admits that he have heavy usage. So this is what users who are using always on low power mode feels, and they have given their answers. So what I actually understood and what I try to tell you as a conclusion to summarize this entire thing in the end of the video is, you can use low power mode whenever you want. You can keep it always on. It doesn't going to be matter. The important thing is how your usage is going to be. Number one, if your usage is heavy, whether you're using low power mode or not, it doesn't matter. As I said in the beginning of the video, the purpose of low power mode is to cut the background services. But if you're playing games and watching plenty of videos on LTE modem instead of Wi-Fi, then obviously you're going to see the faster battery drain. So the purpose, you need to understand why we are using the low power mode and what it actually does. And second important suggestion I like to give is always use genuine original Apple Lightning cable or M5 certified Amazon Basics type of cable. That will definitely help you to prevent any sort of power surge related problems or any problem related to the battery and battery health related things. So that's all actually you need. Just two things you need to remember when you have your iPhone to maintain the good battery health. And I hope this video gave you a better understanding about whether to use the low power mode all the time or not. So thanks for watching, and if you find this video useful, don't forget to give a like, and if you have any questions related to Apple, you can use the comment section, and whenever I have time I will do reply. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.